What's up guys, Stan Lake here with Catching Creation. Today, we're doing a virtual field trip for Bethabara Park. So we're gonna check out a couple of their trail systems and see what kind of creepy crawlies or reptiles or whatever that we can find that's out tonight in this swampy, humid night tonight. Now, as you can see, I'm pretty much already soaked and we've only been out here about 15-20 minutes. Hopefully that'll be good for us to find some animals or some things that you'll get excited about. So follow me, let's go on an adventure. Guys, check this out. Please never do this, but we are on one of the trails at Bethabara and I found a juvenile southern copperhead. Now this is our only venomous snake in this particular area that you would encounter on the trail. Now, found them just crawling across the trail. They're very common here. And normally they're very, they'll get out of your way. They'll almost disappear off the trail because they're so camouflaged. And if you don't mess with them, they will not mess with you. They are a great snake. They are a great animal to have around for population control of rodents. They'll eat cicadas. They'll eat small amphibians and things like this at this age. I don't think you can see it, but the very tip of his tail has still got a little bit of a chartreuse green coloration. Now that's one of the things they have as a mechanism when they're little like this, when they're neonates, newly born snakes, is they have a little green on the tip of their tail to do what's called caudal luring. Now what that means is, for instance, if they're trying to feed on a small lizard or something, they'll wiggle that tail and it'll look like an inchworm and something will come and try to bite it and then they will envenomate it and eat it. And it's a good ambush strategy for these guys, which they are an ambush predator, which means he will sit at the base of a log or a tree and wait for animals to come by, and that's how he will eat them. Now, another cool thing about these guys, and I always love to mention it when I talk about copperheads, you know, a lot of people say a good snake is a dead snake, and that is the opposite of everything that we believe with Catching Creation. Now, this guy is a great animal, it's a great ambassador. They actually use their venom to help create serums for breast cancer. So what it does is, for the medication that they can make called contortastatin out of the venom of a copperhead snake, it will encirculate the cancer cells and flush it out of the body. Now it's still in clinical trials, it's been in for a number of years, but it shows a lot of promise, and it just shows that everything was designed good in its initial phase and that we just want to leave it and let it go on its way. Now I'm gonna kind of shimmy him down a little bit because I don't want him too close to me, and I want to reiterate that this is not intelligent. I've been doing this and I've been trained. I've been doing this for a good couple of decades, but I will never encourage you to handle or mess with a venomous snake because in the end, this is still a very dangerous animal. And what we're gonna do is move him off the trail because we don't want someone to encounter him and get hurt, and we don't want someone to be afraid of him and hurt him. So we're gonna move him off the trail and let him go in the woods and let him be a part of the ecosystem, but hopefully not come in contact with people again. Now this is, again, our only venomous snake in this specific area. Sorry, he's getting a little too close for comfort. And I'm just gonna move him off the trail and let him disappear into the undergrowth, and we'll let you see what he does. All right, follow me. Ready? That's fine.
Kind of put him down right there. Ready?
Yep.
And go.
We're just putting him off the trail. His first line of defense is his camouflage. Watch him disappear. He's not chasing me. He doesn't want to hurt me in any way. He just wants to get away and hide. So we're just going to tap him so he kind of goes on his way. And as you can see, he's right here under this branch and you would never see him. We just let that copperhead go, and look right next to him, we found this millipede. Now these guys are cool in the sense that whereas a copperhead is venomous, it has to inject the venom into you. This guy is extremely poisonous. Now if we were to eat him, it'd be a bad day. He actually secretes, or excretes rather, basically cyanide. Now, can you smell that? Smell it. Yeah. It smells like cherries. It's actually not bad at all, but that smell is indicative of cyanide. And this animal has what's called aposematic coloration, which means he's brightly colored. It serves as a warning to other animals to say, hey, we probably shouldn't go crunching on this dude because he's a little bit too spicy for our comfort and he may actually hurt or kill us. So a lot of birds, a lot of other reptiles, amphibians and whatnot won't mess with millipedes because they are poisonous. Now again, the difference between poison and venom is to be poisonous, to hurt you, you have to eat it. To be venomous, it has to inject you. And that's the difference. A lot of people, it's a common nomenclature, but a lot of times people will call a snake poisonous where it's correct and incorrect at the same time. The more appropriate term is venomous, whereas this guy is 100% poisonous. And they're just such a cool animal. Now the difference between a millipede and a centipede is a centipede only has one leg per body segment versus a millipede has 2 legs per body segment. And the difference doesn't stop there. A centipede is venomous, it will inject venom, versus a millipede, which is poisonous, which it is, obviously you have to ingest the toxin by eating it. Such a cool animal.
So after we let the millipede go, we just began to walk the trails towards the marsh. There's a little bit of construction going on over here, but we kind of walked past some of that stuff and went to the meadow. It's a huge disturbed habitat, but it's great for insects and birds and reptiles and amphibians. They'll kind of skate on that periphery of the habitat, and it's a really good place for things like that. The wildflowers bring in the insects, which bring in the amphibians and the reptiles and whatever else. It's just a great place. It's a really unique habitat, and I'm glad they have it here. From there we began to just walk towards the marsh, and wouldn't you know, I found another toad.
Check out this little toad. Last video where we did a virtual field trip, we found tons of toads, breeding and whatnot. We got this little guy. He's got a cool little reduced pattern. I don't know, if he's abnormal or not, but he's a really unique looking toad. But I just love finding these guys. Toads are pretty much one of my favorite things. So I'm always glad to find them. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but toads have these toxin glands. Another thing that is poisonous and not venomous, toads are poisonous. They have these glands behind their eyes that if something were to bite them, they can secrete a milky toxin that for most things it's just a foul taste. For some things it could prove to be fatal. Typically not with these guys though. They're pretty mild and benign toxin. It's just kind of like, ugh, and it gives them enough time to escape a predator's mouth. So we're gonna let them go and keep on moving on our way. This has been Stan Lake with Catching Creation. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I am dripping with sweat. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work to kind of hike around the whole circumference of the park. Be sure to check out the link to our documentary trailer called North Carolina Wild. You can check it out at northcarolinawild.com or catchingcreation.com. Both will take you there. We're trying to showcase just how beautiful our state is, the wildlife, the people, and everything in between. Until next time, this has been Stan Lake, out.